But it sort of represents something that's both horrible and beautiful and strong and miserable, weak. It's got a lot of qualities that are interesting.
Decide to reopen Alcatraz. Can you walk us through that decision?
Did I say what?
To reopen Alcatraz. How will you use it? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker. We started with the movie making and we'll end. I mean, it represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate, right? Alcatraz, Sing Sing and Alcatraz, the movies. But it's right now a museum, believe it or not. A lot of people go there. It housed the most violent criminals in the world, and nobody ever escaped.
The case was reopened in 2013 after this letter was received. My name is John Anglin. I escaped from Alcatraz in June 1962 with my brother Clarence and Frank Morris. I'm 83 years old and in bad shape. I have cancer. Yes, we all made it that night, but barely.
A 2003 Mythbusters episode on the Discovery Channel tested the feasibility of an escape from the island aboard a raft constructed from the same materials and tools available to the inmates, who concluded at the end of the experiment that this was indeed possible. A 2014 study of the ocean currents by scientists at Delft University concluded that if the prisoners left Alcatraz at 11:30 p.m. on June 11th, they could have made it to the Horseshoe Bay just north of the Golden Gate Bridge, and that any debris would have floated in the direction of Angel Island, consistent with where the actual paddle and belongings were originally found.
Nobody's ever escaped from Alcatraz. And nobody ever escaped. One person almost got there, but they, as you know the story, they found his clothing rather badly ripped up, and it was a lot of shark bites, a lot of problems.
Growing up, I had people tell me that the water was so dangerous that there were 3 prisoners who didn't make it, and the reason Alcatraz was there was because they had sharks in the water, and you can't swim at all, but now I know that's not true. I'm Mitali, I'm 16, and I've swum from Alcatraz to San Francisco 48 times.
I'm Anaya, I'm 12, and I've done the Alcatraz swim 38 times.
The first time I swam Alcatraz was when I was 10 years old, and I was inspired by my friends who had swum it before me.
Nobody's ever escaped from Alcatraz, and just represented something strong having to do with law and order. We need law and order in this country, and so we're going to look at it. Some of the people up here are going to be working very hard on that, and we had a little conversation. I think it's going to be very interesting. We'll see if we can bring it back in large form, add a lot. But I think it represents something. Right now it's a big hulk that's sitting there rusting and rotting. You look at it, it's sort of, you saw that picture that was put out, it's sort of amazing. But it sort of represents something that's both horrible and beautiful and strong and miserable, weak. It's got a lot of qualities that are interesting, and I think they make a point.
This isn't just bizarre, it is economically illiterate. Alcatraz was closed in 1963 for good reason. It was absurdly expensive to operate. The prison's isolated island location meant that fresh water, food, and supplies all had to be shipped in regularly. The saltwater environment caused rapid deterioration of the buildings, requiring constant maintenance. The cost per prisoner at Alcatraz was 3 times higher than at other federal penitentiaries of the time. It was shut down precisely because it was an inefficient use of taxpayer dollars. But Trump, in his endless quest to appear tough on crime, doesn't care about fiscal responsibility. He doesn't care that reopening Alcatraz would be a massive waste of taxpayer money. He doesn't care that modern prison facilities are designed to be more cost-effective and secure. All he cares about is the symbolic value, the movie version of what Alcatraz represents. Trump started this rant by saying, "I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker." This obsession with spectacle over substance is the perfect encapsulation of Donald Trump's entire approach to governance. He doesn't want to implement effective policy, he wants to create dramatic scenes that look good to his base. Alcatraz Island welcomes about 1.5 million visitors annually, generating tens of millions of dollars for the Bay Area economy. It's one of San Francisco's top tourist attractions. Converting it back to a prison would decimate local tourism, costing thousands of jobs and depriving the city of crucial revenue. And speaking of tourism, Trump's already doing enough damage to that sector with his reckless trade war with Canada. Tourism from Canada to the US has plummeted since Trump imposed his tariffs, with Canadian visitors canceling trips and choosing other destinations to go to. The US Travel Association estimates that for every 1% decrease in international visitors, our economy loses $3.3 billion and 23,000 jobs. Trump's policies are already hurting the tourism industry nationwide, and this Alcatraz scheme would only add to the damage. But perhaps the most bizarre aspect of this whole rant is Trump's fixation on the idea that nobody ever escaped from Alcatraz, and this graphic description of shark bites on the clothing of somebody who tried. This obsession with punishment reveals the cruelty at the heart of Donald Trump's worldview. He's not interested in rehabilitation or justice, he is interested in suffering. In his mind, the value of Alcatraz isn't that it reformed criminals or protected society, it's that it was a place of misery that nobody could escape from. Let's be clear, this isn't leadership, it is sadism masquerading as law and order, and it's particularly rich coming from somebody who spent the last several years doing everything in his power to escape accountability for his own actions. Even as Trump distracts us with nonsensical rants, his administration is quietly implementing policies that transfer even more wealth to the already wealthy. His budget proposal slashes funding for programs that help working-class Americans while preserving tax cuts for the ultra-rich. And these Alcatraz theatrics are designed to keep us from noticing. Remember what he's trying to distract you from. Remember the economic pain his policies are causing real Americans. Remember that while he's fantasizing about reopening a prison museum, millions of Americans are worried about how they'll afford their next grocery bill or rent payment. This isn't leadership, it is a magic trick designed to make you look at his right hand while his left hand picks your pocket.
Put your hands together! He's going to take it again in 2:10:11. Ladies and gentlemen,